Good morning. I want to begin by taking a minute to thank our residents and businesses for their patience over the past several months as the two towns and city work together to negotiate an agreement that is in the best interest of our communities. The trenches in our road have been a constant reminder of the importance of reaching a resolution and putting the events of September 13th behind us. There are so many unsung heroes who presented themselves over the course of the past 8 months. I want to thank our public works, facilities, public safety, and accounting teams for their extensive work quantifying each community's costs associated with responding to the events of September 13th. The individuals who supported this work allowed us to focus on a response that allowed our residents to stay in their communities and for our businesses to reopen. On the evening of September 13th, our finance teams began documenting the costs associated with our recovery. While our public safety and public works personnel were in the streets, our finance teams were documenting expenses to help our communities recover their costs and protect our taxpayers. I also want to acknowledge our public works directors and their staffs who spent months inventorying every impacted road and sidewalk. The goal from the beginning has been to restore our impacted roads and sidewalks to a condition that is better than it was on September 13th. Our commitment to curb restoration was paramount in these negotiations and is reflected in the final agreement. Today represents the next chapter of the recovery. I'm pleased to announce that the towns of Andover and North Andover and the city of Lawrence have reached a settlement with Columbia Gas that totals $80 million. Of that total, $67.1 million has already been transferred to the communities. The allocation of these settlement funds was based on actual miles of impacted roads, actual costs incurred, and a formulaic split of the remaining funds. The three communities are well underway providing the appropriate documentation to Columbia Gas so that the remaining $12.8 million can be released immediately. The allocations of funds is as follows. $57.1 million for road restoration, and again that was calculated based on a miles of impacted road. $10 million for municipal claims that was divided based on a percentage of total cost. 50% for Lawrence, 30% for Andover, and 20% for North Andover. $12.8 million for municipal claims in which documentation was required and has been provided to Columbia Gas. This has also been divided based on the same percentage splits. And for the purposes of this agreement, municipal claims are based on actual costs incurred by the municipalities during the response and the recovery. I want to thank Mayor Rivera, former Town Manager Mailer, and Interim Town Manager Savage for their partnership in reaching an agreement. We have understood at every step of the way that we are stronger when we work together, and that is evidenced by today's outcome. I also want to acknowledge and thank Andrew Mailer, former North Andover Town Manager. While he is not with us today, he was present throughout every stage of these negotiations, and his hard work was critical in helping us reach resolution. It is inevitable that we'll be asked whether this was the best agreement that could have been negotiated on behalf of our communities. The answer to that is an emphatic yes. We explored all avenues, including litigation, and quantified the costs and benefits of each option of the three communities. It was absolutely in the best interest of our residents and businesses to reach an agreement that not only reimbursed the communities, but provided us with the resources to move our towns and cities forward in a meaningful way. In a moment, I'll ask the mayor and the interim town manager to speak specifically how the settlement impacts their community. With respect to Andover, Andover's portion of the total settlement is $20.8 million, $13.9 million of which will be used to improve impacted roads, sidewalks, and public infrastructure. While we will not ever recover all of the devastating losses that occurred on September 13th, I'm confident that the funds included in the settlement will go a long way in improving the quality of life for residents and businesses that have been impacted by this gas disaster. The settlement provides Andover with the resources to fully restore the impacted roads and sidewalks. Additionally, the settlement will allow us to make strategic investments in infrastructure improvements, upgrades to public facilities, and enhancements to public spaces. The settlement not only compensates Andover for the full cost of its response to the disaster, it also positions our community well for the future. I want to thank the community, the taxpayers in Andover, the businesses of Andover for their patience and resilience as we've recovered through this past fall, into the winter, and all during which we negotiated the agreement that will make our community whole. Our work will begin immediately, but it will take several years to fully recognize the benefits of the settlement. To be clear, we are prepared to begin this work this summer, but we ask for your continued patience as the magnitude of the necessary work will require several years to complete. I've said since day one that we will be stronger communities and a stronger region in the wake of the disaster. This resolution represents a major step in making that commitment a reality. Thank you. I will now turn things over to Mayor Andover.
I think that Andrew did a great job of delineating the breadth and width, the agreement, and thanking all those. I just wanted to make sure people know that this settlement represents the best effort of the municipalities to get the most dollars from Columbia Gas to fix what was broken during the gas emergency, including roads and parks. And it provides much needed money to pay the bills that would otherwise fall to taxpayers to support the recovery and restoration of the settled claims. We all wish the number was higher, but if you take into account the time value of money and the cost of lengthy litigation into account, this is a good deal. I'll have Lynn Savage, the interim town manager, focus.
There were so many ways that communities in North Andover, Lawrence, and Andover were affected by the September 13th gas disaster. The months that followed the explosions, the fires, the town manager, Andrew Naylor, Mayor Rivera, and town manager, Andrew Flanagan, and the extraordinary employees that work for each community, focused on making sure that the residents were able to return to their homes and that businesses were able to continue to reopen and find ways to retain customers and maintain the employees that they currently have. Since December, the executives of the three communities have turned their focus on making sure that the impact on municipality assets such as roads, parks, and ball fields are repaired to the condition that the residents of our community are expected to have them. With the assistance of the DPW director, we have developed a plan to go forward with developing and reconditioning the roads, and the expansion of the scope and the cost associated with that to repair the roadways and the sidewalks that were damaged in the explosion. Just as the gas disaster should not financially impact any of the residents or businesses, the taxpayers in the community should not have to foot the bill for the costs incurred by the local government in response to the disaster. This $80 million settlement ensures that we will be made whole. Columbia Gas.
Thank you, Lynn. My name is Mark Kempick. I'm the newly appointed president of Columbia Gas in Massachusetts. And my message today here is very simple. It is a big thank you. Thank you to the residents of Andover, North Andover, and Lawrence for your strength, your patience, and your resilience over the recovery and the restoration operations over the past 8 months. Thank you to the first responders, who many of which are here today, who helped us on that tragic evening and helped us throughout the process. Thank you to the directors and the Departments of Public Works for all of their efforts that they have exerted and their teams have exerted in helping us structure and reach this settlement. And thank you especially to the leaders of the communities and their staffs for working through this very reasonable settlement. If it wasn't for the patience and the cooperation of the three communities, I can say we would not have been here today. We believe that this settlement represents actually the best possible outcome, a very reasonable solution for the customers and the communities in general in the greater Lawrence area. We do realize the tremendous impact that this has on the residents and the communities here, and we are committed to restoring people back to where they were prior to this event. This is a big milestone in our journey to move forward, but it's a very important milestone, but it's not the last milestone. So we will remain committed to moving the three communities forward as we progress with our partnership with the community. So with that, thank you. Questions?
we all wish it could be more. But I think again, if you take into account the time value of money and the litigation costs, it's a good deal.
We are very used to it. You had stated previously that you were frustrated. The money wasn't coming fast enough going to fix those trailer parks yourself. Did this settlement happen quickly enough for you? And are you still frustrated with how slowly and quickly Columbia Gas is moving?
I think what everyone needs to understand is that this is a legal document. The settlement is a legal mechanism that has a city and the town into an agreement with Columbia Gas. And I think the settlement, the document speaks volumes about what we ended up with and what we came to court. I think we will always do what's best for the communities first and foremost, and going out to bid and getting the park started was tough for us.
How many projects did you have to do waiting for this settlement? How much did you have to run on your own?
That number, I think we can make available to everybody. I don't have the top of my head, but definitely going out to bid it's an administrative process. But we knew how much that was in the process, and we got to work on it. And this happened before we had to pick up the first check on the parks. I think this settlement gives at least it gives the communities. I want to make sure I say it the way I meant to say it. It will cover the money that otherwise the taxpayers would not have to cover. And again, like I said, but we're
Anyone
gonna
respond from the fire district? Anyone respond from the fire district?
we're gonna use the money as we see as we have had already to pay out. So the money's gonna go for that, and we all wish it could be more.
So we're gonna take one more question, then we'll pull people aside separately afterwards, all right? We're gonna take a little break after one more question.
Does this, I'm
Can
sorry,
you give us some insight into where you're at with individual residents? I know this is settled with the towns now, but you still have residents all over the 3 areas that are still working with Columbia Gas, furnaces that haven't been replaced. How's that going?
Yes, with regard to the furnace replacement effort, we are making a lot of progress on that. We have called a number of customers, and we have about 30 to 40% of those in progress right now, so we will be done this summer with those replacements.
Okay,
All right,
and then
we're gonna pull the
individual
principals aside in a few moments. Let's take a break for now. Thank you very much, and then we'll pull them aside for more questions afterwards. Thank you.